Technology S&T Development Foundation that is based here in Manila. So we are a nonprofit organization with the aim of helping guiding the youth, young professionals, and entrepreneurs in the science and technology sector. Okay, so thank you, Chris, for inviting me today and for this opportunity to share the work that we do at PhilDev S&T Foundation, particularly focusing on the role of youth, technology, workforce development, and entrepreneurship in sustainable and resilient infrastructure development. By the way, just to give you a background, I'm actually an engineer, but a chemical engineer. I used to be connected with a power plant that runs on natural gas. Uh, Basically, sustainable development is not new to me. I used to be the pollution control officer of the power plant, and I would help the company make sure that we're identifying our environmental aspects and impacts, making sure we're managing, if not reducing or mitigating the impacts of our activities towards the environment. I still do consultancy work on EMS, yeah, environmental management system. Okay, so our world is facing unprecedented challenges, climate change, rapid technological advancements, and the urgent need for sustainable development. At PhilDev, we believe that the key to addressing these global challenges lies in harnessing the potential of the youth, leveraging on cutting-edge technology, and fostering a skilled workforce committed to innovation and entrepreneurship. You see, the Philippines, which is ranked as the most vulnerable country to climate change and extreme weather in the 2022 World Risk Index, presents a unique context. Here, the fabric of our society, particularly the education sector, faces significant disruptions. Schools would often serve as evacuation centers during disasters, severely impacting the children's education. So in response, PhilDev, in collaboration with Comunidad, a climate resilience startup company, initiated Project Klima HQ. This is focused on enhancing disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation with our partner universities. Project Klima HQ is not just about providing tools and technology. It is also about empowering the next generation of leaders, innovators, and change makers. So through this project, this is the dashboard, okay, of the web-based app, we provide data-driven decision support tools via Comunidad's multi-hazard and impact-based monitoring and early warning system. This initiative has enabled universities to establish command centers and strengthen resilience to manage climate risks and prepare for disasters. Our efforts have actually reached 14 higher education institutions or universities nationwide, impacting faculty and students with access to timely and localized weather information and risk analysis through a web-based app, automated email alerts, and SMS alerts. So these are our partner universities. We have Ateneo de Davao, University of the Philippines, University of the East. We have one in Bohol, in the Visayas region. We have Mariano Marcos State U in the north, in Ilocos, De La Salle University. Okay, so these are our partners. Okay. Okay, these images were taken during our visit to one of our Klima HQ partners, Batangas State University, or the National Engineering University. BAT State U has set up an impressive command action center on its campus in Batangas City and has been utilizing Klima HQ portal to access weather data. Having this data has helped them manage weather-related concerns and decisions, and in their ongoing talks with the local government unit to serve as a partner command center for the city. So youth are at the heart of sustainable and resilient infrastructure development. They are not just future leaders, they are agents of change today. Through Klima HQ, we engage with these young minds in universities and colleges, encouraging them to be proactive in finding solutions. By integrating climate data platforms and early warning systems into their curriculum, we are equipping them with the knowledge and skills to build more resilient communities. Technology, as we all know, is a powerful catalyst for change. In Klima HQ, we harness technology to provide real-time data driven insights into climate and weather risks. This approach is not about technology for its own sake. It's about employing technology as a means to save lives, protect livelihoods, and construct infrastructures capable of withstanding our changing world. So equally crucial is the workforce development. By partnering with education institutions, we are not just preparing students for jobs. We are preparing them for careers that contribute to sustainable development. So these young professionals forming the workforce of tomorrow are being equipped with the skills and knowledge to drive innovation in infrastructure development. Entrepreneurship plays a key role in sustainable infrastructure. It involves more than just starting businesses. It includes fostering a mindset of innovation, risk taking, and problem solving. Through the Project Klima HQ, we encourage students to adopt an entrepreneurial mindset, to be solution-oriented, and to take initiatives in addressing the challenges of climate change. PhilDev's mission goes beyond Project Klima HQ. Founded by Diosdado Manata, our organization strives to help in eradicating poverty by creating equal access to opportunities in science and technology. So for the information of the people here, Dado Banata is a Filipino entrepreneur and engineer. So he invented the first Windows graphic accelerator chip for personal computers. So he has founded several startups and companies that have been successful. Okay, so we facilitate collaboration between government organizations, academia, and the private sector, leveraging the latest advancements in science and technology for sustainable and inclusive economic growth. We value education as the foundation for national development, supporting the aspirations of the youth and our best minds through scholarships and other learning opportunities. So we have a scholarship program that provides free tuition or allowances to SNT or STEM students in the university level. So we have 14 partner universities nationwide. Innovation is at the core of our activities. We believe that innovation drives knowledge and industries forward, strengthening our links within and among organizations, the academe and private sector. This is evident in our initiatives, such as the PhilDev Labs, which nurtures viable ideas and supports technology-based enterprises to help them scale and become sustainable. So these are our programs on for the startup ecosystem. The role of youth in this mission is critical. Our scholarship program aims to increase the number of science and engineering practitioners in the Philippines, thereby preparing young Filipinos for future challenges. So this aligns with the objectives of Project Klima HQ, where we focus on preparing the younger generations for the challenges of climate change and disaster risk reduction. In conclusion, the integration of youth, technology, workforce development, and entrepreneurship is not just a theoretical concept. It is a practical, effective approach to building sustainable and resilient infrastructures as demonstrated by our project Klima HQ. As we move forward, let us embrace these principles, let us invest in our youth, leverage on technology, develop our workforce, and foster entrepreneurship. I believe together we can build a future that is not only sustainable, but also resilient in the face of the many challenges ahead. Thank you for listening and have a good day.
Yeah, so I just wanted to conclude, we took you through a really interesting journey. We are here in this conference, and we had a few talks this morning about how some of the technical committees actually can contribute and add on to our practice of civil engineering. And what we took you through today is really a journey towards thinking a little bit differently, and how that practice could be enhanced. We took you through a journey of what climate is all about, and then to the challenges of what the practice is facing right now, to the need of standards and how, because of the geographic differences of Asia, that could be very challenging, through the role of a nonprofit like PhilDev, and allowing for innovation and ideas towards, addressing those challenges through innovation, could really make the practice of civil engineering, a little bit better than the traditional way of looking at that. So with that, I think we have room for one or two more questions. If there's any questions about this for any of our speakers, we'd be happy to entertain that here. But I presume Elaine and John will be here, and I'll be here, to answer any more questions over dinner later tonight. So we'd like to open the floor for a few questions from the audience, if you have any, and then we'll conclude with those. And any questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, speaking. I have no question, but I want to say thank you for this 31 for all of you. Very great support for the presentations. That one. But I would like to request post institute who we invite for those seminars or presentation, who we invite to institution members or students, something like that. That will share your contribution to the other many people. Now, so is not too much people, and then your effort is great. Very, your effort is too much. Attention and then time and something like that. I would like to request host. Hello. Invite, we are from other countries. Like our foreigners. The host should be invited. Students or students or members, something like that. At that time, the presenter also very happy to present that. Thank you so much. This is my only suggestion.
Yeah, thank you so much for that comment. So I'll just react to that. So a few things. So just also want to congratulate our technical team. They've been very, very resilient. Despite the speaking of the theme, despite the challenges, they've delivered a good AV presentation. The other thing I just wanted to mention, two more things. Thank you for the comment as well, sir. That's why we're being recorded, and we'll be posting this into our YouTube site, not only TC31 but ASEC as well. And then we'll be promoting more of these in the other forums that I personally would go to anywhere else in the world. And I did invite John and Anthony and Elaine because their organizations are outlets. They have educational components. John is an academe-based consulting firm. Anthony has training programs. Elaine deals with youth. So hopefully the model that you see here in the track that we presented, while it might sound like, there's a lot of it on Philippines, there's a lot, there's the Western perspective, our challenges in other parts of the world are no different than the challenges of Asia. And hopefully from the examples that you've heard here today, that's something that you can bring back to your country, and for you to use these resources. Our contact information will be available to you. Connect with PhilDev, for example, connect with John, Anthony, and we'll be able to participate together, through a sustainable infrastructure paradigm shift, in the practice of engineering. So, and Anthony, if you have any particular comments, or John or Elaine, if you have any particular comments on that.
Chris, I couldn't hear the question. So if there was something on my end, if you could just repeat it for me, that would be helpful.
So I think the question was, hopefully students will be invited to many of these forums because while practitioners are able to hear this, it's better for students to actually hear it firsthand.
Absolutely, yeah. And we see a lot of student engagement. In fact, that's a leading thing here. When you talk to the private sector AEC companies, they're looking at sustainability as a key driver of younger professionals as they look for jobs. Because there's sort of an employment war going on to attract talented young people, and they care about working and spending their professional careers on things that they believe in. And so I think sustainability is a great attractor to them, but it's only an attractor if senior people within the organizations give them that freedom and permission, right? So it's also important for senior executives to also at least be aware of, understand the concepts of sustainability and be able to give these young people the freedom to work on these types of projects.
Yep. And I've seen that just following up on what Anthony, said, as a government official myself, in Los Angeles, I've seen this conflict between, doing public good in government, allowing profit to actually be fulfilled from the private sector. And then, the practitioner, the engineer just trying to do their job, and allowing for their innovation, their creativity to actually manifest itself on the projects that they're building or designing. On the surface, there might be some conflict, but at least in my mind, as a government person, I can serve as the convener, of all of those ideas, and for me as the project owner, be and the voice, that there shouldn't be any conflict between public good and profitability, and just allowing folks to do the things the right way. So I know John and Elaine, there's a mic there if you want to add on to that as well. So okay, and any additional comments or questions? One other thing I just wanted to mention as well is that we would like to, and I really had mentioned this earlier today in one of our meetings, that the Future Leaders Forum is a good and a great target of ours, in the next few years, as we build up this capacity building vision, for TC31. We not only want to engage with them, but we would like to hear from them on what's important in terms of this space. As Elaine had mentioned, Philda, for example, creates that space in that forum, and as you've seen in the project, Klima HQ, they were able to actually engage with a university and allow that university to work together with students and come up with a project that's relevant, not only for that university, but for the whole country of the Philippines, and for, prediction, as well as, these uncertainties in climate, be much more managed, in a better way, and for infrastructure to actually thrive better and well, despite, all these different stressors in a more sustainable and resilient manner. So, any other questions? I guess with that, I will. We're in time actually, so thank you so much for being here today. For our audience, for those who are online, thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's an ungodly hour there in Washington, but and for our AV crew, thank you so much for being resilient. You're the manifestation of what we're talking about here, and thank you, and we'll see you again in Wellington in about 6 months. Thank you.